Women and children and the faint of heart may wish to leave now.
Hello and welcome to episode 24, day 24 here inside Palca, the podcast organization without a cool acronym here on the Geekcast Radio Network. I am one of your hosts, TFJ and Mike. Joining me is Peacock Michael. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's very unfair that the science fair got reduxed. Oh wait, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
And today we are out to launch. So today we've got to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. This is the, third or fourth or fifth two-parter of the series, out to launch. There's a whole lot of spatial anomalies in this episode, I think. There's a lot. So we are going to get right to it after this.
It's another gorgeous summer day here in the tri-state area. Ladies, have you asked a date to the Night of the Falling Stars Girls' Choice Dance yet? It seems Danville's gone star crazy waiting for the meteor shower tonight.
A meteor shower? How cool is that? Just think. Somewhere out in space, there's a bunch of asteroids headed right for Earth.
Hey, boys! Oh, there you are. Hey, look what I got for you online.
Oh, cool. You named the star after us.
You're now the owners of a little piece of the universe.
Did you get one for Candace, too?
Well, I did. Yes, of course I did, although she doesn't really care about this stuff. Anyway, they're practically giving them away online. Do you know, it's even more exciting than the Oklahoma land rush of 1889.
Ah, those corny history references made me fall for him in the first place. Vivian and I are off to our mahjong tournament. Have fun today, boys.
Okay, darling,
Good luck.
Well, what am I doing standing here when I could be out buying more stars?
All right, folks, it is time to talk about Out to Launch, Parts 1 and 2. Lawrence is preoccupied with buying and naming stars online. He buys one for Phineas and Ferb and also one for Candace. Candace and Isabella are preoccupied with a turnaround dance where the girls ask the boys out. Candace thinks Jeremy will refuse, and Isabella keeps getting interrupted when she asks Phineas. Phineas and Ferb then build a rocket to visit their star. Doofenshmirtz is also in space, seeking revenge on an adolescent nemesis. Oh boy. Out to launch.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone onto the National Star Registry and bought a star?
I have a star named for me.
Jeez.
I do.
Chrissy buy you that?
No, the girlfriend before Chrissy got me that.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was that's why it's not hung prominently on display in my office because I mean Chrissy knows that I have a star that my ex got me, but it's not something that we're like, oh hey, look what I got.
Yeah.
But I do indeed have a star named after me. I couldn't point up to the sky and point to it or anything because I'm not an astronomer.
So you've never been there? There's no milkshake bar up there?
No, there's no cantina on my star.
Wouldn't it be cool if there was, though?
It would be cool. Yeah, I would totally go there. I would shoot first.
Yes, because it would be a hive of scum and villainy.
Exactly. My cantina on my star would be a hive of scum and villainy. I'd be like, man, my ex purposely chose this one because she knew that it was a hive of scum and villainy, and that if I went there, I'd have to shoot people.
Yep.
From a certain point of view.
Yes. So what is funny about this one is Doof is in outer space. He has this giant robot with these giant hands.
Yes.
Well,
yes, he does.
We get this whole backstory with him.
Huge hands Hans.
Yeah, huge. So first of all, we had in the other episode, we had Big Black Boots Boris. He's always saying
That's right. I forgot about that.
Doofenshmirtz. And now we have Huge Hands Hans.
There's an awful lot of innuendo floating around here.
Yes. Yes, there is. But when isn't there a lot of innuendo floating around this show?
Well, this is timely because it was just recently during the Republican National Convention debates or national, Republican primary debates, where they were talking about. When I say they, I mean like the Republican nominees, not nominees, but what are they called? Candidates?
Yeah.
Candidates,
The people
candidate
running
what?
to become leader of this country.
Basically, they're all standing around saying how big their privates were based upon how big their hands were.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And, basically we've got Donald Trump standing on stage going, "My hands are pretty big. I don't have a problem down there, if you know what I mean." Uh,
I am so glad I only pay attention to the political scene marginally. Oh my God.
I had trouble keeping away from this, from that, because I do scan the headlines. I like to be informed.
Yeah, I scan the headlines as well, but I'm not going to sit there and watch a damn debate.
Uh,
I'm just not.
well, no, this was huge because it was basically like the content of the debate was completely overshadowed by the fact that you've got contenders for the Republican presidential candidacy comparing their hand sizes and saying, "Wow, look at how big my hands are," and
Yeah.
it's it's amazing to me that these are people that could potentially become president.
Yeah, who knows? All right. I don't want. This is Phineas and Ferb. We're not getting political on this
No,
show.
it's a heated topic, so it would probably be better.
Yeah,
And on the
no.
plus side, by the time this actually comes out,
You realize that's kind of a worst case scenario, right?
The first time I believe we go to outer space in this episode.
really?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I don't remember them being in space before this, in the order that we've watched the episodes.
Maybe not like in a spaceship, but I think they were in orbit at least once.
Okay. People correct us if we're wrong.
I'm probably wrong.
Yeah. Visiting their star, the Milkshake Bar. That place is a dump. Oh, I've got lots of ideas. I love how Monogram basically calls into Perry and says, "Agent P, your mission, Doofenshmirtz, is in space, but due to budget cuts, we can't send you there." And he turns the little communicator,
Yeah.
"Agent P, you're in space. How'd you do that?" Or whatever he says. And it's like, "Good job, Agent P."
Good job. You rock. Yes, I do.
As we go along, we get Candace and the bright light. Phineas, what is that? I have no idea. That's a really bright light for a milkshake bar sign.
Yeah, they don't realize that they're flying into the sun. That was my
Yeah.
first thought. They are flying into the sun, and this is going to end horribly for everyone.
Maybe Dr. D can set fire to the sun.
That's right. It was the guy's last wish.
Yes. So we need they need rocket fuel because they're out of fuel.
Right.
They need to jump at the same time. They get they ask the bartender, "Oh, do you guys have rocket fuel around here?" "Yeah, Ronaldo drinks it, but I only drink imported rocket fuel."
Important. I only drink the good stuff. He's a rocket fuel snob.
Yeah.
He doesn't drink that crappy rocket fuel. Not that domestic crap. You don't drink that.
Yeah.
Only the imported stuff.
And then you get the Apollo 14 or 15 or 17, whatever ship that's supposed to be. "Can you please move your car?" I'm tired of waiting for this. They eventually move Mom's car, and then some alien parks. "Oh, you've got to be kidding me."
You gotta be.
Love that.
I like in the beginning when they have the montage of the rocket testing. Because they're trying to build this rocket.
Yeah.
And oddly, this is the first this is the first, summer project that they uh didn't it didn't work right off the bat. They
Yeah,
just
and
had
they
problems with it.
use yeah, well, what is so funny about this opening montage is that what they do is they have this board and they're doing all these equations each time.
Right.
They then cut to a live action rocket being destroyed on
Right.
launch,
It's the real footage.
a real footage, and they cut back to Phineas and Ferb who have felt the effects of the real footage. I thought that was hilarious.
So they get real footage and they have live music.
Yep.
They have like a symphony orchestra, which it was funny to see. It was a nice sight gag.
Yeah, it was.
They have the what do they call that? The right stuff, where the two of them are walking out the door in slow motion with the steam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in their
Yeah.
spacesuits.
Yeah, it's the Armageddon walk, yeah.
Well, okay, I'll take the Armageddon walk. Yeah, and that was yeah, Armageddon. I guess it's been used a few times in a few different movies. But
It's
why
the one
why are you walking so slow? It's dramatic effect.
Heck, yeah.
That's right. It's a slow movie. Good times. Like when it says, "Oops, lost her engines. Let's go get her."
Yep. She's falling into a decaying orbit. What does that even mean?
Well, it's funny because they know Perry is on the same rocket as her, right? And
Yeah.
yet it's not. Oh, I wonder what happened to our pet. It's well, I guess we got to go get Candace now.
Yep.
Save her from crash landing into a planet.
Yep.
Don't even bother with Perry.
No.
Yep.
Well, didn't she? No, they ask her before she starts in the decaying orbit.
Right.
Candace, where's Perry? Oh, he must have got off before it launched or something. So that they do explain it away. They don't. It isn't just ignored
Oh.
that he is
Oh.
or
All right. Yeah. Sure.
they do ask. Yeah. Let's see. I mentioned the parked car. So we get to the point where we have Doofenshmirtz and his huge hands Hans robot,
Huge
and
hands, Hans.
the robot is now chasing the rocket because he says something at proximity alert. Why are there so many people in space? Is that a thing now?
That's a thing. Is the giant robot actually an inator?
No,
No?
it's just a giant robot.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was funny that Perry got eaten by the inator.
I
I guess if it's not really an inator, it doesn't count.
mean, just like the giant robot building in Flop Stars wasn't an innate. He does things so. The only time that he actually has innators is when he actually builds something.
It looks like a ray gun.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've had innators that look like things that aren't ray guns. You know, I mean, it's
Yeah, that's
not
true.
without precedent, let's say. So, at what point do we break between part one and part two? Because I didn't really see like where they would pause for a commercial or something. It seems to
I
just keep
didn't
going
see it
straight
either.
through.
Yeah.
Uh,
I didn't see it either. Oh no, we did see it.
where?
We did see it. It's Phineas. What is that? I have no idea. That's not where it breaks between part one and part two, but that is a commercial break. I did notice that when I watched it again.
Oh, all right.
It's when they first go to the star.
Right. And well, that seems like a good place actually, because
Yeah.
then after that they're in the space cantina,
Yep.
and Phineas and Ferb refurbish it. No pun intended. And they do the Tom Cruise thing, where they're what was it? Cocktail? Was it Cocktail?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cocktail. Where
Yeah, it
they're
was Cocktail.
juggling the bottles, doing the Tom
Yep.
Cruise bartender thing.
Tell me, young Mr. Flanagan, do you know how to make a red eye?
Red eye.
Oh, Coughlin's Law, Bury the Dead. They stink up the joint. I know that movie like the back of my hand.
I don't know that movie. Which movie?
Yes. Cocktail.
Oh, you know what? The only thing I know about Cocktail is the fact that Tom Cruise juggles bottles. That was it. Yeah. I've actually been to bars where they do that. And they point to these guys and go, look, just like Cocktail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, if you say so.
Yeah. I love when Candace says to them, can't you guys do something, build something, fix something? Ferb's like, Candace, we are just kids.
We are just kids. It's like, what do you want from us? We're just kids. Like, can't you jury rig something? Nope, can't. Sorry.
And then they get the jumper cables out, have her put positive to positive, negative to ground. Oh, negative to metal. And she puts it inside the nostril of the robot.
It's like the robot has nose hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stick that right on his nose hair. Zzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a question. Is this a new thing? Is it the new cliche? And when I say cliche, I mean one of the tropes that they tend to beat to death. But is Candace learning a lesson by helping someone else learn the same lesson in that episode? Is that a new thing?
Yeah, it is a new thing. They've done it the last couple episodes.
Yeah,
but...
I like it. I mean,
yeah.
I like it where they're like, okay, do you see the parallel here? And she's like, yeah, I get it. I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's interesting, but it's not something that I can point my finger on and go, yeah, I think that happens every episode.
I don't think it happens every episode. I just think it's been happening recently because of how the episode plots have been written and all that. I like it. I think it's another character builder for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy it. The best line, possibly of the whole episode, is, does this suit make my butt look big? Yes, it does. Yeah. It's funny because she presses her butt up against the wall, and the excess air shoots into her hands. Yeah. So now she's got huge hands. She's huge hands Candace.
Yeah, huge hands Hans.
Huge hands Hans Candace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which comes into play later. But
yes.
The fact is, she's in this spacesuit with the excess air in her.
And then the huge hands, and that's where Different Schwartz is like, huge hands Hans, oh my god.
Yeah, he's in space.
He's in space.
He's followed me into space. I don't know how he did it, but I will take my revenge on huge hands Hans.
Uptown, they give quasars.
That's right. Here, have a star. Everybody gets a star this episode. Yep. I bet you're jealous. You don't have a star, huh?
I don't really want one. I never saw you're never gonna get to go there like Phineas and Ferb are.
You can't even see the damn thing. I mean, honestly, they give you a star chart, and I'm looking at it like I have no idea how to read this.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they could have given my star to 50 other people, and I would have never known. Apparently, there is an international star registry that you can find. It's online now. You can go online and find it, and you can see a star map and all the names and the coordinates of where each star that someone bought lives. I guess. Yeah.
The only negative I have on this episode is something that I'm sure the listeners are going to just shake their heads at or scream at their iPods when I bring it up, and I'm sorry, but I can't help it. I have to when something this stupid continues to happen in this series. Mr. Fletcher is going to buy more stars. Again, where does the Flynn Fletcher income come from? What are they doing that they can buy all of these stars?
The stars are only like $40 each. They're not that. It's not going to break the bank by buying a couple stars.
Phineas and Ferb, that's $80. Candace, that's $120. I'm sure he bought one for Linda, so that's $160. Yeah. The delivery guy, that's $200 per star.
Maybe he got a bulk discount. I don't know how it works. This is
Just
I've got one in a drawer somewhere. All right, it's a long time ago.
yeah. Anything else? Anything you didn't like about this one?
A couple things I didn't like about this one. In fact, yeah, I usually love the double episodes, but this one was a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, you have this entire episode and there's maybe one Star Wars reference, maybe two tops, and I didn't catch the second one apparently.
Which was the first one that you caught?
Oh, I didn't write it down. I forget.
There's only one. Oh, come on. There's only one right answer.
What was it?
Just like Beggar's Canyon back
Just
home.
like Beggar's Canyon. That was what that. There it is. Yeah, that was the one. No, I mean, arguably, their milkshake bar. Yeah, it could have been the cantina. Maybe there's aliens in there. It was a bar, but arguably that could have been a Star Wars homage. But Beggar's Canyon. That was a quote.
Yeah.
And I saw that, I heard it, I enjoyed it. But other than that, they could have crammed this one chock full of. I mean, like what was the name of the one where with Meep, not without my Meep or something. The first one,
Chronicles of Me.
the Chronicles, that was full of Star Wars references.
Wasn't it? Didn't that episode come out at the time when Disney just bought Star Wars? So that's the thing. Like, I don't think this episode happened.
Maybe I'm not entirely sure where the chronology is there. But yeah, I was like, they could have put a lot more Star Wars in there. I didn't like the way that they handle the man in space without a helmet issue. I mean, to be honest, if you're in space and you're exposed to vacuum, your head doesn't puff up like that. I mean, that's kind of a weird. Like I said, it's not the total recall method of vacuum, right? Your eyeballs don't shoot out, and your head doesn't expand, and you don't choke to death immediately. That's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You can live in the vacuum of space for a few minutes before you'd actually die, and as long as you took a few deep breaths before being introduced into the vacuum and held your breath, or blew all the air out of your lungs and held your breath, you could last as long as you could hold your breath.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole article I read on IO9 about different movies that, like Total Recall, or like The Martian, different movies that handled being exposed to vacuum, and whether or not they handled it well or they handled it poorly. Like again, Total Recall, your head doesn't explode. You're not going to pop like you're being cooked in a microwave if you're exposed to vacuum. It just doesn't work that way.
I think they were going for more of a joke than actual practicality here.
I'm sure they were, but again, it rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like the whole running gag with the, your car is parked on the space station. Move your car.
I thought that was kind of funny.
He's like, why is your car parked here? It's like, dude, there's no one in the car. There's nobody. Who are you screaming at? There's nobody parked there. And plus, you're in space and it's weightless. Someone could just go out there and literally pick up the car and throw it out into space.
And he does that, and then the alien comes in.
And then the alien comes. That made me giggle. But because the alien's like, flipping him off. Give me the alien bird, right? And the fact that here we have confirmation that there are aliens in the Phineas and Ferb mythos.
Yes.
Not just Meep, although he is the most adorable alien.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, there were things here that I didn't like as much. And then even as a whole, both episodes together as a double episode, I didn't find it as fantastic as I normally find double episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, these are things to be celebrated. Even, like I said, the Unfair Science Fair that was just yesterday. As a whole, totally a 5.
Right.
This one, as a whole, maybe a 3, which is sad because there should be a lot more to enjoy in a double episode.
Yeah.
You got a lot more time to flesh stuff out and deal with characters, and here they just kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah. So are you giving this one a 3?
I will, yeah, both of them together.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 overall for both parts. I enjoyed most of it, but like we said, there's just some things, and I know this is a huge. I'm still obsessed with finding out where the hell they get their income from, because I am sorry, that man going and buying $200 worth of stars, that just.
I'm only going to give it a 2 because I don't know where he makes money. Yeah.
No, that's not. I said I was giving it a 3.5, but there's just that one thing that just kind of.
You know what's funny is they probably my guess is that they have a antique store that they use as a money laundering front for the mob. Actually, I think later on we actually see them in an antique store.
They do use the antique store at some point.
Okay, yeah. So no, I mean that's their hobby. That's what they do. They enjoy that. They go to antiquing conventions and such, and it would make sense for them to have a antique store.
Yeah, but everything that Linda does and everything that Lawrence buys,
yeah,
it just makes it look like they have more money than God.
They are just independently wealthy and just swimming in cash.
I mean, almost every episode she's going to the store or going to the grocery store or going to the mall, or she's, going to the quilting conference or what, I don't know, whatever.
Right. Well, no, she does the cooking thing, she does the yoga thing, she's in a band. These are not inexpensive hobbies.
Yeah, no, they're not. So, we're going to take a quick break, come back with closing of the show after this.
Agent P.
Guys, what are all these red flashing things heading towards my rocket?
Yeah, those are asteroids.
Asteroids? Ah!
Just like Beggar's Canyon back home. We're catching up to her. Oop, she lost her engines. Let's go get her.
Well, I am shocked and dismayed. Well, now you can't be both. You be shocked, I'll be dismayed.
Coming in 2016, Steve Megatron and myself, TF2 and Mike, bring you a brand new TV review show. Welcome to Podcaster Meets World. That's right, we're launching a Boy and Girl Meets World review podcast here on the GCRN. It'll take us 70 episodes of the podcast to review all 158 episodes of Boy Meets World. After that, we will tackle Girl Meets World. You can find Podcaster Meets World on geekcastradio.com and iTunes starting late summer, early fall 2016. So come on and walk through the world with us.
I love the thing they call.
Stop right there.
Let me in, Buster.
Phineas and Ferb don't take kindly to gate crashers.
I'm no gate crasher. I'm their sister.
Oh, sorry about that. Honest mistake. You won't mention this to them, eh?
I'm their sister.
There's a jump, a little rock in the outer spiral arm. May not be pretty, but it's got a lot of charm. It's a shooting star milkshake bar, yeah. It's not a nebula, it's not a quasar. It's a shooting star milkshake bar. At the speed of light, you know you're never too far from the meatiest meteor that you'll ever find. In this big old galactic void, you got to shake, 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 shake your asteroid. Shake, 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 shake your asteroid.
Hey, Candace, guess what? This is our star.
I thought we were getting out of here.
Ferb and I thought we'd fix up the place. You know, pride of ownership. Take a load off. Have a shake.
Do you like retro cartoons? Then Saturday Morning Rewind is the podcast for you. Join them each month as they talk about classic cartoons and interview legendary voice actors like Jim Cummings.
I am the terror that flaps in the night.
Corey Burton.
Sometimes
Rob Paulson,
Sure, Blaine, but how are we going to find chaps our size?
Nancy Cartwright, and many more.
Eat my shorts.
So grab a bowl of Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
Put on your hammer pants. Go to SaturdayMorningRewind.com. And be prepared to feel like a kid again. Once again, that's SaturdayMorningRewind.com. Saturday Morning Rewind was voted Best Podcast Ever by its host, Tim Nidell. So it's gotta be good.
Wait a minute. I see it. It's Mom's car. We're saved. Ferb, toss me the starter remote. Oh, that's right. We left it at home.
What's a starter remote?
Well, legally, we're too young to start a car. We get away with it by using a starter remote. But you, Candace, have your learner's permit. Looks like you'll be doing the jump starting.
What? Oh, no. Can't you guys just find some old nuts and bolts lying around and jerry rig up some kind of machiney dealy bob and get us out of this situation?
Candace, we are just kids.
All right, we are back here on the podcast organization without a cool acronym. This is episode 24, Out to Launch. And we don't have too much longer in the first season of Phineas and Ferb, folks. We're 24 days into the podcast. We've got 2 more. Episode 25 and 26 will be our final Season 1 episode reviews. Episode 27, we're going to do a Season 1 recap where we do several different countdowns. Mm-hmm. And then Season 2 starts with Episode 28, The Lake Nose Monster, Parts 1 and 2. So that's what's going on with the show.
Cool.
Like I said, next week we've got, or next time, not next week, tomorrow, day 25, Got Game and Comet Chameleon. Comet Chameleon is the episode where Phil Lamar shows up as Street Performer 1.
Phil Lamar is awesome.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Wow, I'm so stuck on Phil Lamar, man. He's awesome. I would like to meet him, but he's not usually at the Comic-Cons that I go to.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time he's been to Chicago. But that would be neat to meet him.
I'm not sure when the last time he was in Chicago, actually. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Palca. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter at TFG1Mike is my Twitter. You can follow at GeekCastRadio for all the other network updates. What is your Twitter?
PeconCT Michael.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Palca and wish you'll join us tomorrow when we will be giving you our thoughts on the next episode of Phineas and Ferb, which includes, as I said before, Got Game and Comet Chameleon. For now, I am TFG1 Mike with
Michael Wilson.
Thank you for listening. Until next time.
But wait, there's more.
Here's your corn dogs. Here's your Transformers. Sit down, watch TV, and shut the hell up.
That's pretty much it. We give them mini corn dogs and we watch Phineas and Ferb.
There you go.
That's a good night.
This apparently is not just like Beggar's Canyon back home.
Yeah. Like shooting womp rats. What?
Yeah.
You have a distinct lack of womp rats here?
There's not really any more. That's about it.